So good afternoon all. I think everyone is sitting and listening.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Good afternoon. So the purpose of information is not knowledge, it is being able to take the right action. How to secure the information, how to use information. There are various questions. And also we have an important question. Without programming, can we get a IT job? So for this, today we are gathered here for the seminar of Information Security Audit, which gives the answer for many questions. Talking about our guest, Mr. Abhishek Ghorpade sir, having 5+ years of experience of information security audit. So they have experience in various areas such as drafting policies, then procedures, implementation of ISMS, ISO 27001 2013 audit, risk assessment and risk treatment, user access management, audit of various security solutions, firewall, router, switches, email solution, Office 365, DLP, Symantec, DAM, Imperva, WAF, Imperva, Arcos, PIM, IBM, Crowder, WIPS, Arista, NIPS, Tipping Point, etc. And many more are there. So without wasting our time, we start the session. Before that, one short note, please mute yourself and also turn off your videos. If you are having any query or any question, unmute yourself and ask sir. Okay, over to Abhishek sir.
Thank you, Pranali ma'am. Pranali, I am audible?
Yes sir, you are audible.
Yeah. Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. Sorry, guys, not heard you.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir.
How are you all?
Good
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon. How are you all, guys?
Good afternoon.
Great, sir. How are you?
Good afternoon,
We
sir.
are fine.
Yeah, great.
Hope you are doing well in this pandemic. As ma'am has introduced me already, but still some information about me. Myself, Abhishek Ghorpade, working in Hewlett Packard Enterprise, that is HPE. I have 5+ years of experience in information security audits with wide variety of compliance such as ISO 27001, ITIL, regulatory audits, BCPDR, GDPR, SOX audit, IT infra audit. Guys, just one incident why I have choose this audit field. While I was studying in BSc, I added one file to the system using pen drive, and lab assistant automatically identified me and scolded me. That time I was very concerned about how the network works, how the person identified me, how he know about my activity. That time I decided to learn networking and started my career in this field. Today we are here to know about information security audit. Before starting information security audit session, guys, can you tell me what is information? Students, can you tell me what is information?
Raw data.
That we use to us, useful to us.
Correct. Information means data.
Knowledge.
Correct. Data. That data might be structured data or unstructured data or raw data, any type of data. Maybe Excel data, document data, PPT data, any data is an information. What is meant by security? What is meant by security? Can anyone tell me? Security means protect, defense, to protect something, correct?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
What is meant by audit? Here we are learning security audit session, information security audit. So we know what is information. Information means data. Security means protection, defense of it. And what is meant by audit? In simple layman term, it is evaluation. Correct? It is assessment. Am I correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. First, understand what is audit. What is the formal definition of the audit? The formal definition of audit is systematic, independent, documented process for obtaining audit evidences and evaluating it objectively to determine the extent to which the audit criteria are fulfilled. I know, guys, you feel this definition quite difficult to understand, and hence I'm making it very simple for you. Audit definition mainly made up of two concepts. One is official inspection and second one is independent body. And now the definition of audit is an official inspection of an organization's account, typically by an independent body. Understood, guys? Audit is an official inspection of an organization's accounts, typically by an independent body. If you remember, official inspection and independent body, these two concepts overall talks about audit. Many people think audit is a word related to finance, account, and they think audit done only for accounts. But if we look audit for other industries, other organizations, there are lots of audit exist, and it is exist as per their services. There are process audit, product audits, layered audits, food safety audit is there, medicinal audit. Medicinal audit is also called as a clinical audit. Infrastructure audit is there, equipment audit is there. Guys, by words only you are able to understand or identify what things are getting audited in that particular audit. Can anyone tell me what auditor can measure in food safety audit? Have you heard food safety audit? So what auditor can measure in food safety audit? Can anyone tell me?
Whether the packaging is up to standard or like the date is being
Correct.
met.
Correct. Quality of the food gets measured in the food safety audit. Can anyone tell me what can measures in medicinal audit or clinical audit? Quality of the medicines or equipments are getting audited or measured. And today we are getting information about information security. Information security audit is also known as IS audit or IT audit. Now, how many types of audit? Before moving to IS or IT audit, there is common thing in all audit, which is type of audit. There are three types of audit: first party audit, second party audit, and third party audit. Now, who is that party? What is the purpose of that party? Let's see. First party audit. First party audit is also known as internal audit. These are conducted by organization itself for management review purpose. For example, if your college wants to audit its one of the department like IT department, one of the person from other department from same college conducts the audit. This is the simplest example, okay, of your college for an internal audit. Any doubt in this?
No, sir.
Now move on to second type of audit, that is second party audit. Second party audit is also called as external audit. It is an audit conducted by a customer and its supplier because they have business relationship between customer and supplier. External audit helps them to improve the trust. For example, banking system. Bank provides service to customer, correct? And RBI is an India's central bank. It is the regulatory body of entire banking in India, and hence RBI, that is Reserve Bank of India, has right to perform external audit. They perform external audit to maintain customer and supplier relationship. That is second party audit. Now move to next type of audit, third party audit. Third party audit conducted by external agency for purpose of the certification. They do not have business relationship. For example, organization hire other agency, other party, certification body to verify whether organization is following their defined policies, rules, or guidelines to achieve the objective or goal of the organization. Any doubt in this?
No, sir.
No, sir. No, sir.
Now we are coming to our actual topic, information security audit. What is information security audit or IT audit or IS audit? Information security audit is for IT environment, IT organization, and for every sector which generate, process the information or data. Here, information or data is an important asset for any organization, and here the IS audit plays a vital role. Just take example of your college only. Can anyone tell me which asset is important for any college? Guys, can you tell me which asset is important for any college? Or let's say your college.
Students.
Okay, correct. And
Teachers.
Infrastructure.
correct. So, student information, teachers information, infrastructure asset is an important asset for the college. Now take example of hospital. Their patients information, patients data, hospital asset like equipment, machineries, apparatus, beds, oxygen cylinder, and many more. These assets are important for hospitals. Now in our field, that is IT field, information is an important asset as well as the infrastructure which generates and process the data is also a valuable asset for any IT industry, banking industry, or any organization, any corporate organization. And here infrastructure asset means nothing but your hardware. Hardware consists of servers, database, or software application consists of core banking application, emails, any tools which you are using, any applications that you are using, and network communication devices like routers, switch, firewall. This infrastructure asset is important for IT industries, for organization, or for banking industry. Now move to the definition of information security audit or information technology audit. Information security audit is an evaluation of IT asset. IT asset means data, information, hardware, software, application, network, communications, and maintaining data confidentiality, integrity, availability, and operating effectively to achieve the organization's goals or objectives. Able to understand, guys? Any doubt in this?
No, sir.
If required,
No, sir.
If required, I will repeat the definition. Now, what auditor checks in audit? Now, the next question is, what auditor checks in audit? Correct, we know what is information security audit, information technology audit. Now, what we do in that? In information security audit or in IS audit, security model is getting checked. And organization use security model to keep data secure. In definition itself, I said we maintain data confidentiality, integrity, and availability. Now, what is that security model? That security models are again in confidentiality, integrity, and availability. These three principles or security model are obviously top of any information security professionals. We also call it as a CIA approach or CIA model. We check that CIA model. Now, first one is confidentiality. Confidentiality means only authorized users and process should be able to access or modify data. Correct? Confidentiality is equivalent to privacy. For example, bank account number. Bank account number is a private data or confidential data of the customer, and it is confidential for bank. Let's take your college example. Personal information of the student, teachers, parents, educational details which you filled on form or on online mode is a confidential information for the college. Again, for hospital industries, personal information of the patient's health information is the confidential information for the hospital. Guys, if you have any doubt, please raise your hand or unmute yourself and ask. Can I move to the next security model? Hello. Guys, are you able to understand or are you able to listen me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Fine.
Yes, sir.
Well. Now, the next security model is integrity. Integrity means data should be maintained in a correct state, or nobody should be able to improperly modify it, either accidentally or maliciously. For example, you try to connect to a website and malicious attacker between you and that website redirects your traffic to a different website. In this case, the site you are directed is not the genuine one. This is the integrity issue of the website. Now the next security model is availability. Authorized users should be able to access data whenever they need. In a simple way, system should be available to whom requires them. For example, ATM. The ATM which plays publicly accessible whenever bank is closed, whenever customer requires, and it should be available 24/7 for the service. Correct? In IT, we expect critical systems should not be down for a single second. That means we expect system uptime should be always be 100%. And that time we say there is high availability of the system. And every critical system should be highly available in organization. So in audit, we check or we maintain whether confidentiality is maintained, integrity is followed, or availability is maintained by the organization. Guys, you understood? Hello.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, how we perform audit, or what framework we use to audit, or what guidelines we use while performing audit. There are different frameworks, guidelines are getting used depending on services of the organization. For example, ISO 27001, PCI DSS, COBIT, HIPAA, GDPR. This is the name of the framework, guys. Now, what are the difference between this framework? Let's take first audit framework, ISO 27001. Can anyone tell me what is ISO? Can anyone tell me ISO? What is ISO?
It is a trademark.
Correct. ISO is an international standard organization. Correct. ISO 27001 is an international standard on how to manage information security. This framework or this guideline or this standard can apply to any organization. Now take another framework, PCI DSS. PCI DSS stands for Payment Card Industry Data Security Standard. Guys, this concept you use on your day-to-day basis. You perform transactions on daily basis, correct? And this framework only talks about the card holder information. Whatever cards you use, that card details or card information should be secure. This framework is for any company that stores, process, or transmit cardholder information. For example, bank. Bank needs to be certified by PCI DSS. Likewise, all payment gateway like Visa card, MasterCard, RuPay card, they have to perform or they have to get PCI DSS certification before coming to service sector. Now next framework is COBIT. This is another kind of framework for organization in any industry to ensure quality, control, and reliability of information system. This is similar to the ISO 27001. And this COBIT framework can be used for any industry, for small scale industry, large scale industry. If they want to maintain the information security, they have to perform COBIT framework. They have to comply with COBIT framework. Now the next framework is HIPAA. HIPAA stands for Health Insurance, Portability and Accountability Act. This is for health information privacy. Security basically used for hospital management. Each and every hospital needs to be HIPAA certified. They have HIPAA certification to prepare medicines, or they have to measure the quality of the medicine by performing HIPAA certification. Now the next framework is GDPR. GDPR is standard regulation. GDPR stands for General Data Protection Regulation. This regulation is made up of European companies. This guideline ensures PII information, that is personal identifiable information of the individual. For example, name of the person, contact number of the same person, weight, height, age, so on. This is the personal information of the any customer should be secure. Any doubt till this? Guys, any doubt till this?
No, sir.
Okay. Guys, just to see whether you understood the things, I have some surprise for you. Ma'am, can you please add a link of Google Form so we'll start next slide.
I have added the link to the message meeting chat. So I think everyone can see it. Just fill the form. So sir will get to know the responses what you have done. I have entered or copied the link in the message chat. Just go through that link and fill the form. So sir will get the responses. We need a response of you. How much you get understood. So please fill the that Google form. 35 responses are there. The second session will start at 2:40. Okay. Okay. So I have stopped the accepting the responses. 42 people have done with the responses, and now sir will explain the answer of it. I just share my screen. So sir will get to know.
Thank you, Pranjana. Let's see first question. Audit isn't. So how many? 38% have correct. Audit is an official inspection performed by an independent body. Second question is audit performed by. So second question was audit performed by. Audit performed by independent body. Now the third question was which of the following is not the type of audit? We have seen three types of audit. First party, second party, third party. First party means external, second party means first party means internal, second party means external, and third party means certification body. So other than this, in-house option was there. So in-house audit is not the type of audit. Fourth question was what is the valuable asset or asset for IT organization? Definitely in information or data and infrastructure asset is an valuable asset for IT organization. Fifth question was what is meant by availability? We have seen security model, CIA approach, confidentiality, integrity, and availability. And availability means system is available anytime, anywhere. I'm glad to see the students' active response. All guys are very intelligent. Now move to the next slide, audit planning. While auditing, we need to prepare plan before execute. Good planning is backbone of audit. Audit without plan is nothing. In a simple, you fail if you go without plan for audit. The objective of audit planning is to ensure that an audit is carried out in effective manner, timely manner, and with quality. In audit planning, we consider scope, duration of audit, requirements in audit, gap analysis, reporting, and follow. Let's see first audit plan, which is scope. What is scope of audit? Is it for entire organization, or is it for particular application, or for particular department like HR department, account department, market department, or IT department? Going further in IT department, IT operation, we have to perform audit for IT admin, IT network, data center, DR center, which is nothing but disaster recovery center. We define audit boundaries, audit limit here in this scope. Next audit plan is defining duration of audit. Here we calculate time required for complete end-to-end audit. Guys, remember, audit duration is always depending upon scope. If the audit scope is big, time required for the audit is more. Audit duration is directly proportional to the scope of the audit. Next audit plan is requirements. Finding out the requirements in audit. What data we required while audit? Here we prepare checklist or prerequisite, which requires as a major condition, and share this checklist to stakeholder and gather information. We gather information for generating observations or fault finding. Now the fourth plan is gap analysis. In this stage, we gather information, data provided by stakeholders. Gap analysis is nothing but risk analysis. That means what are the threat or risk associated with my environment or organization. We find weaknesses of the organization. Gap analysis is an important part in audit. In further slide, I am explaining how to perform gap analysis with example of IT security device firewall. So I am holding this part gap analysis for the time. I am moving to next audit plan, reporting. After conducting gap analysis, we prepare report with observation, with possible risk and recommendation. We prepare audit report and submit to top management for their decision. And the last plan is to take follow-up. We follow up for closure of the observation. And this is one of the most important role of the auditor. We take follow-up of the observation till the end, till observation get closed, and till the organization takes action on it. Any doubt in audit plan?
No, sir.
Well, guys, consider one organization wants to conduct audit. They want to conduct audit of security device. Why are they auditing security devices first? Because this device transfers the information or data, and they don't want their information getting hacked. So they have asked us to conduct firewall, router, switch audit. Firewall, router, switch is security devices through which data is getting transmitted. And I am preparing checklist for the firewall audit. Before starting audit checklist, guys, anyone from you can tell me what is router? What is router? Router is device in your network that gives you internet connectivity. For example, traffic between ISP, which is internet service provider, which is your Hathway, to public or private network. That means your laptop or desktop. What is meant by switch? What is switch device? This is a high-speed device that receives incoming data packets and redirects them to their destination on local area network LAN. For example, we use switch to connect more than 100 systems together within private network. For connecting single laptop, single system for an individual, we can use router. But in organization, thousands of users are getting connected at a time. That time switch is a very much important device. What is meant by firewall? Firewall is a device which monitors and control incoming and outgoing network traffic based on predefined security rules. For example, firewall monitors traffic from public network to private network and vice versa. This is a very critical devices in the organization, and hence there is a requirement of conducting audit of these devices. Let's see what we incorporate in checklist and how we perform gap analysis. In firewall audit checklist, we get basic information about the firewall, inventory of the firewall. While auditing network security devices, firewall, we ask for inventory of the device. Inventory of device like IP address of the device, which unique identification of the system to send or receive information. We also ask host name, which is nothing but system name. Model of the device, OS version, on which OS that device is running, placement of that device within the network of the firewall. In inventory, we observe or assess whether model of the device is not out of support, whether firewall is running on latest updated OS version, whether my firewall is patched properly and latest patches has been deployed on my that critical device. In placement, we check the coverage of the traffic, whether my organization traffic is not bypassing the firewall. Any of the system is not getting bypassing my firewall. We observe these things in inventory. The second checklist item is document. Next, we ask for documents. On organization level, we call it as policy, process, procedure. Policy is nothing but rule or standard. Simple example of policy. Policy is nothing but one single statement. Like working hours should be 8 hours. Network device should be secure because these devices are critical. But who and how should do that will be documented or mentioned in the process and procedures. In document, we observe whether policy or process or procedure is maintained by the organization, whether it is approved by their top management, whether it is approved by top management. And last, we check everything is working as per given policy, process and procedure. Next content of audit checklist is architecture. Guys, any doubt in this? Any doubt till this?
No, sir.
No, sir.
Yes, sir.
Fine. Next, we ask for network architecture. HLD, high level diagram. LLD, low level diagram. There are two terms used commonly in network design. Whenever we ask for HLD diagram. We require high level diagram. LLD, low level diagram. Let's see simple architecture of your individual system. Take example of your local internet service provider, Hathway. Hathway provides router or wired line, correct? And your system connects to the router for the internet. Here your ISP, internet service provider, Hathway, bears the firewall device cost and monitor the traffic of your home system, which is laptop or desktop. Also, your individual laptop or desktop have the configuration of the firewall to restrict the public traffic. This is simple architecture of our public or individual system. But in organization, hundreds of devices are connected together. Many departments are connected. Many branches are connected. Now let's see large scale organization architecture. How it looks like. Guys, this is how the low level architecture looks like. In this architecture, you can overview the branch connectivity and device placement. A small box is the department. One department is Mumbai, another department is in Bangalore, Hyderabad. And all together they have connected to core system, which is nothing but data center. Here you can check difference in depth between public network, that is internet, and private network, that is an organization. You can check on right hand side. Organization have acquired internet and it is connected to core system. Core system is nothing but your data server, databases, web servers, and it is connecting directly to the public network. And between database or servers or applications, there are layered security approach is implemented. Here we observe whether all security devices are placed properly. And there is no any traffic is bypassing my security devices. Before transmitting any data, any email from internal to external world, from private network to public network, every information is going to pass through that security layers. There you can check email security is there, web security is there. And there are multiple layered approach any organization implements. Guys, any doubt in large scale organization architecture? This is definitely huge actually to understand, but The basics I have explained you.
No, sir.
This is how the big organization architecture look like. Each and every component, each and every component of the devices is placed in the architecture with the connectivity. Here you can check both unidirectional or bidirectional traffic. The circle has marked in every connectivity, which is saying it is bidirectional traffic. So we ask for this architecture and we check whether the device placements are properly, whether any device they have given us in inventory and not mentioned in the architecture. Understood? Now the next checklist content is device configuration. In device configuration of the firewall, we check configuration of all interface. In this, we observe all connectivity of the firewall, whether any unused interface is not enabled on my firewall. Next, we check login banner. In configuration, in device configuration, we also verify whether login banner has implemented. What is login banner? Each and every system should have displayed warning message before login to the system. This is notice for both authorized users as well as unauthorized users. Saying that this computer, this firewall, this device is property of ABC organization, and illegal activity on this system considered as major violation of the policy and strict action can be taken. This is RBI mandate configuration for every critical systems. In device configuration, we also check AAA concept. AAA concept means authentication, authorization, and accountability. Authentication provides the answer for the question, who are you? Or are you the same person you are claiming? You are the same person who is working in my organization. That is means authentication. Before login to any critical system, authentication check needs to be done. Then authorization. Authorization provides the answer for the question, are you allowed to do this task? Do you have provided rights to configure this? Do you have provided rights to change this? To perform any operations on that device? Third is accounting. Accounting provides the answer for the question, what did you do? Who is responsible for this? In case any something change on that critical device, who will be the responsible? Who was the manager of that person who has done this change? To whom I can claim if anything goes wrong post configuration changes? So we check AAA configuration also. In device configuration, we also check SNMP configuration. SNMP protocol you might aware, simple network mail protocol. Whether information generated on that device needs to be transferred on email or mobile device. Because what if the device goes down? Top management needs to be get details about the downtime of that device. So for status, for configuring status or utilization, how much the device has utilized, whether it has reached to 100% or 80%, or now I need to remove the space. I need to, you know, increase the space of increase the space if it is highly utilizing. So transmitting this information from firewall device to email or mobile device, SNMP configuration is there. So we check whether SNMP configuration is enabled and it is properly implemented or configured. Also, we check telnet configuration. We ask for telnet configuration. We ask for telnet status. Telnet is terminal network, which runs over 23 port. This configuration establish remote access with device from any destination. We recommend that, as an auditor, we recommend that telnet port should be disabled for security purpose, because no one should take remote access of that device, of that critical firewall. Also in device configuration, we check what ports are open and what ports are blocked on that device. Here we check whether any risky port is not enabled on that firewall. If it is, we recommend for closure of the port. Let's take example telnet configuration. As I said, it runs on over 23 ports and it allows to take remote session. So we recommend to block 23 port. And port 23 is a risky port. Also, we check high availability. Here we check HA configuration of the firewall or any critical device. What if the one of the firewall goes down? Is there any parallel secondary firewall configuration exists? So we check high availability of the device as well. Guys, any doubt till this?
No, sir.
No, sir.
Okay. In device configuration or in that firewall audit, we also check user access review. Here we check how many users have assigned admin or root access. How many users have how many users have monitoring access, operational access to that device to modify configuration. Also, we check roles and responsibility of every users which are available on that device. We also check password management. We also ask for what password measures they have implemented for that critical device. Whether complex password is implemented, whether password encryption is enabled, whether two-factor authentication is enabled on that device to get OTP, who is using that critical device, whether password rotation is enabled. That means each and every user should change their password after 60 days. Account lockout is enabled or not after 5 bad attempts that password needs to be get that account needs to get lockout. Also, we check dormancy period. If any user is not login for last 15 days, that account needs to be dormant till he takes approve from his manager. Also, we check unlocking of the account. If account gets blocked, after 30 minutes only he able to unblock his account on that device. This type of user access review we perform on every device and for firewall device as well. Also, we check NTP configuration. In device configuration of the firewall, we also check NTP configuration. Network time protocol, which is used to synchronize the time. We observe whether primary NTP, primary network time protocol, secondary network time protocol is configured. Because if one NTP fails, another NTP should be enabled and times getting synchronized. Whether NTP service is synchronized with, we also check NTP service is synchronized with all devices, all the firewalls. Next, in device configuration, we also check logs, syslog configuration, whether all administrative logs are getting traced or captured. Also, for all users, access logs are getting captured. Whether all these logs are stored on SIEM, System Information and Event Management. SIEM is a central repository of all type of logs. We check log syslog configuration. Next, we check data or configuration backup. In this, we check the frequency of that backup, frequency of data and configuration, both the backup, which is done on daily basis, weekly basis, monthly basis. Also, we check backup storage, whether it is stored on central system or on the same system, whether it is. If it is stored on same system, we recommend it to stored on central system. Also, we check the backup which stored is in encrypted format, so that no one can read that data or no one can delete or modify that configuration or data. Also, we check what type of backup they have configured, whether they have configured full backup, incremental backup, differential backup, mirror backup, full backup, the most basic and complete type of backup. Differential backup will continue to copy all data change since the previous full backup. Any organization often use one of the following backup setting. They either take full backup or they take full weekly backup and differential daily backup, or they take full weekly backup and incremental daily backup. So this is the best 3 practices any organization use for taking backup. We also check change management. In change management, we observe or check whether any change like configuration change, architecture change, process document change is performed with proper approval of the higher management. Remember guys, nothing can be changed on this critical security device without maker checker approval consent. Maker means the person who is performing the change. Checker is the person who verifies the change. And approver is the person who has ownership of this change. Change management, we check all the changes, whether this is gone, that change has gone through that 3%, maker, checker, and approver. If it isn't, we give the observation for the change management. Now the next, we check incident management for every critical device. In this, we observe what incidents happened previously on the device. For example, device goes down due to internet issue, high utilization, and so on. And for any reason that device goes down, whether they have maintained report for that incident, and what action they have performed on the device for that previous incidents, whether they have find root cause analysis, RCA, why this incident happened, and how to handle or avoid if this situation happen again. Guys, any doubt till this?
No, sir.
No, sir.
This is the checklist we provide to stakeholder, and we observe these things. Guys, here is a screenshot of one firewall, how the configuration looks like. Here you can check interface details, authentication. On left side you can see there are various tabs: interface, authentication, NAT, security, IPsec VPN, wireless LAN, switching, routing, clause of services, system properties, services. Also, next to that, you can see configuration. Whatever I said in the checklist, here you can able to see root authentication, name server, login, services, syslog, license, NTP configuration, interfaces, SNMP, security. In access, you get user access details, VLANs, and one sample of syslog, how the syslog looks like. Here in source address, you give the address of that system where syslog can be stored. 192.160.170.20. This is my host name, where all the syslog of the firewalls are getting generated and stored on that IP address, which is a central repository, as I said. This is the functionality of the firewall. As I said, firewall monitors both incoming and outgoing traffic. So here we create the policy and we can restrict the transmission. Here in policy, we can allow or deny the traffic from public network. Here you can see source and destination. There is destination IP address to where I have to reach. and also port. I can specify here on which port I need to communicate. This is the firewall rule configuration. Also, there is another screenshot of checkpoint. There are many types of firewall used in organization. For example, Juniper firewall, checkpoint firewall, Palo Alto firewall is there. So here is one example of checkpoint firewall. How the checkpoint firewall configuration looks like. This is the policies configured on the checkpoint firewall. Here again you can see services, which services are enabled. You can check any services are enabled over here. And again, source and destination I have to define for the organization to restrict or limit the transmission of any information or data. This was just the one example of firewall I have taken. But in organization, other technologies are also used for security purpose. Let's take simple example, that is antivirus. Each and every system of the system which you use at home also have in antivirus. But in organization, they install antivirus centrally. They don't go each and every system and install the antivirus. There is Symantec antivirus they use, and they use 2-3 servers where antivirus details are getting updated, and all the system take backup or fetch the signature from that antivirus to protect the system. Each and every endpoint or laptop has agent. They install agent of that antivirus on every system, and they communicate each other and get updates. Likewise, DLP, data loss prevention tool, also used for security purpose. NIPS, network intrusion prevention system. WIPS, wireless intrusion prevention system. This is for all the mobile network connectivity or laptop connectivity to prevent the intrusion for mobile intrusion or laptop intrusion, the Wi-Fi which is generated by your laptops. Also, there is another tool, DAM, database access monitoring. There are lots of databases are getting used in database in the organization. So we need to monitor all the database and what queries are getting fired on that database. To monitor this thing, database access monitoring tool is used. Also, we use privilege identity management, ARCOS. ARCOS is a privilege identity management tool where each and every user, if that user wants to take server access, they have first go to that PIM tool, ARCOS tool, and from there they take the access of that server. And there all the activities which is performed by that user are getting traced. Where he have clicked, what action he have done, what he have enabled, everything is getting captured in that PIM solution. So these technologies are getting used in the organization for security purpose. Guys, we have learned these things, which is definitely other than programming language, because most of the students, their mindsets are like only programming language. IT means only programming language. There is nothing other fields or other things to do in IT field. But every organization generates and process data. Hence, our role is always considered. There are many certification in this IT field. in IT audit field. That is ISO 27001 lead auditor. CISM, CISM, Certified Information Security Manager. CISSP, Certified Information System Security Professional. CISA, Certified Information Security Auditor. There are many job roles available in market with Information Security Analyst, CISO, that is Chief Information Security Officer, Security Consultant, Security Architect, Computer Forensic Analyst, Network Architect. So there is huge scope in this field, guys. Well, that's all I have got to say. Guys, anyone have any doubt?
No, sir.
No, sir.
No, sir. No, sir.
Fine, there is again another surprise for you then. Pranani ma'am, please continue. So guys, thank you all for listening me with patience. I am thankful to Kelkar College and staff for giving me opportunity to share my knowledge with students. Thank you everyone.
Thank you, sir.
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 So thank you, sir. On behalf of IT Department of PG Vasai College, I am here to deliver a vote of thanks. Thanks to Ms. Purnima Bhangale ma'am, HOD of IT Department, for organizing this seminar. I express a deep gratitude for speaker Mr. Abhishek Ghorpade sir for their enlightening talk. Last but not least, I am thankful for the organizing committee and all the participants for the kind cooperation and making it a successful event. So thank you, students, and please fill the feedback form. So I just put the link on message chat. I've entered the feedback form in the message chat. To get the certification or certificate of this seminar, you just have to fill all the content of it. Okay. After filling the form or feedback form, you can leave them.
Ma'am, chat isn't enabled here.
Now you can see it is giving me a right mark on it.
No, ma'am. Only the participant list is available.
Okay, I just sent the link to the WhatsApp group. I have sent the link to your WhatsApp group. So everyone fill the form and write the appropriate name. For that name only you will get the certificate. So fill the proper name, and first there are 5 questions. You have to check whatever you have understood from it, and whatever new webinars you want to know, you can get the idea. Okay, thank you, students.
Thank you, ma'am.